Now, a US-based Nigerian clergyman, Nicolas Felix, has purchased the expression of interest and nomination forms on the All Progressives Congress as he prepares to launch a bid for the highest political office in the land. According to Mr. Felix, there is an urgent need to address the problem of insecurity in Nigeria because of the likely multiplier effect it would have in economic recovery and the ability of Nigerians to live together in unity and oneness. He now joins us to offer a glimpse into his manifesto for governance. Glad to have you on Newsday. Thank you for joining us, Nicolas.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, Nigeria has been plagued with insecurity for 4 years, and from statements we've seen earlier, you intend to tackle this issue within your first 100 days. Please share how feasible your aspirations are as regards that.
Yes, I think the problem with insecurity is beyond the last 4 years. It is a problem that has increasingly got worse in Nigeria. So my number one agenda is to tackle the issue of insecurity. Now, these are some of the things we must do. If you look at the number of police officers we have today in Nigeria, it is amazing that a country of over 371, over 200 million people, we have just about 371 police officers in the entire country. Now, the UN recommend a ratio of 1 to 450. This ratio is for nations that are already safe. And when you do the math, you discover we are falling beyond, below that ratio. The first thing we are going to do is to make sure we ensure at least 1 million police officers to join the police force. And number two, we must increase their standard of living. The average police officer today in Nigeria, a level 3 grade police officer, receive about 519,000 naira annual salary. When you do the math, that's about 42,000 naira in a month. That's too low for a police officer, people who go out there putting their life on the line. We pay doctors a very good salary, so they'll be able to save our lives. I think police officers putting their life on the line, we should be able to increase their salary. You know, we must make sure that every police officer is insured. And furthermore, we have to get police officers better equipment. We have to get them more vehicles. We have to train them. The Nigeria police force is over 90 years old. We're using the same system they used in the 70s, in the 80s, when there were less crime, even in today's technological age. So we need to be able to reform the system, get more police officers on the streets. And also, there's a policy I'm recommending. We call it the stop and freaks. This worked so much in the 90s in New York City, when the city was plagued with insecurity, crime everywhere. What is stop and freaks? Today we see our police officers, they do roadblocks. They just mount roadblocks on the highway. Nobody goes around in the city, in our towns, in our villages, just randomly searching vehicles, any suspected vehicle. They're supposed to be able to go politely and respectfully ask questions. It amazes me how criminals, robbers, kidnappers can kidnap somebody from Edo State, for example, transport the person all the way to Lagos, all the way to the north with weapons in their car, and yet nobody is able to track them. So we have to be able to train our police officers, reform the system, have a lot of police officers on the street randomly patrolling our cities 24 hours a day, and randomly searching vehicles just to make sure we limit the level of criminals we have transporting weapons. And there's another policy I'm going to put in place, which is going to be the buyback program. If you look at our society today, we have so much weapons in the hands of people all over the town, the villages, in the city. We are going to be able to buy back some of these guns. How do you do that? We're going to get our mosques involved. We're going to have churches involved. We're going to have police stations and maybe even banks involved, whereby we'll tell people, just bring your weapons. We don't care how you got it. We don't care where you got it from. We'll be able to buy guns out of the society. By so doing, limiting the amount of weapons we have. Now, when you talk about insurgency in the north, you talk about the bandits, the terrorism, you look at our military. We have to be able to equip our military men. Our troop, we need more men on ground. We're going to be able to hire at least 1 million soldiers who are going to be able to combat insurgency in the north. How do we do that? Again, we get them sophisticated weapons. We get them armored tank cars. When you look at some of the videos our soldiers record in the battlefield, you look at them, we give them Toyota Hilux. How do you give soldiers who are fighting insurgency open vehicles to go in the wilderness, in the desert, fighting insurgency? We need to be able to arm them. And also, we need to be able to invest in technology. It amazes me how kidnappers, terrorists will kidnap people, and they will successfully, for weeks, for months, communicate with with the family of the kidnappers, with the family of those who are kidnapped, communicate with our police officers, and yet nobody is able to track their location, nobody is able to trace them. We need to increase in ICT in the police and in the military. And also we must fight insurgency using airstrike. We cannot just rely on men on the ground alone. We have to be able to fight using airstrike and, tackle insecurity. Now, until this is done, Nigeria cannot experience economic growth. So these are some of the things we're going to do. And I promise you, in the first 100 days, insecurity is going to be my #1 agenda. We are going to fight insecurity in this nation with every force and with every might.
All right, Felix, that's all interesting. But you're based in the United States. Are you truly and realistically in tune with politics in Nigeria? And why the choice of APC with a large retinue of presidential hopeful and still counting?
Yes, I'm based in the U.S., but I frequent Nigeria a lot. 365 days in a year, I spend, if not 20-30% of my time in Nigeria. This is my second time being in Nigeria this year. I'll be here for months, so I may be based in the U.S., but I have a lot going on here in Nigeria. I have widows on salary. Since 2016, I have people I pay salary, widows who are on salary. I have people who, I give jobs to do here in Nigeria. I've done a lot of free kerosene giveaway, free gas giveaway. So there are a lot of things that I do in Nigeria. I'm very much in touch with people, with what is going on in Nigeria. And our choice of the APC. As you all know, I came third position in the last election, 2019 general election. When I looked at the smaller parties, I look at the structure. And I look at the bigger parties and also the structure. I have to be sincere to myself that for you to win a presidential election, maybe you can win a local election like the council or at most a local government election with these smaller parties. But when you look at the federal election, the presidential election, you need a party with structure in every town, in every village, in every city. And after much consideration, we joined the party last year. We had to officially declare to run because I know APC has the structure. And speaking to some of the party leaders in my state, the reception was quite welcoming. So that's how we pitch our tent here in the All Progressive Congress.
Well, part of your agenda when it comes to tackling issues in the country, including electricity, is that you intend to provide alternate sources of energy. Could you shed more light on that in terms of affordability and availability?
Now, when you look at the issue of power in Nigeria, I could tell you very specifically, one of the problems we have in Nigeria is not that the problem is quite evident. So sometimes it's difficult to talk about the problem because we see it every day. Since I was born, Nigeria has been suffering from power failure. Now, I don't believe Nigeria cannot fix power. Now, the world is delving into solar system. Now, what better continent on earth can benefit from this? We have to be able to compensate factories. We compensate companies who gradually move into the solar system. We have the sun in Nigeria that shines majority of the day. So one of the things we are going to do is to compensate companies, larger factories, even individuals, to say if you can dig into the solar system, we'll be able to compensate you by reducing the tariff and the power. So some of these we have to look for other alternative means to tackle the power issue. And above all, I think one of the challenges is when it comes to power, even when it comes to our refinery, even when it comes to insecurity, there are people who are profiting from this. And this is why our government have not been able to tackle it, not because the solution is not there. So one of the things why I'm pleading with all our delegates in our party to elect me and give me their vote is because I have the political will. I'm not backed by any godfather. No one is coming. I'm not paying any delegate to vote for me. So you can hold me accountable. The political will to get this thing done is what we lack from our leaders today. And that's what I'm bringing to the table.
Interesting perspective, Nicholas. Now, if you lose your aspiration to the current political dynamics in Nigeria, what's next for you? And is your aspiration about testing the political waters rather than a realistic bid for the presidency?
This is my second time coming out. 2019 I came out. Even at that, 2019 was not testing the water for me because I have so much I'm doing. I have businesses in America. I have a lot that I'm doing. So this is a big sacrifice for me coming down to run this race. So this is nothing testing the water. I came to serve. I came to rescue people from the hands of what is going on in this country. So my coming out is to serve. And I'm not going to give up. Hear me clearly. I'm not going to give up until we get there. Whether it's 2023, whether it's 2027, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep fighting until we get this done. Nigeria needs attention, and that's why I came out. It's not because I have nothing to do, or like some people have been saying, oh, maybe you came out looking for a position. That's not why I came out. No, not at all. I came out because Nigeria must be savage. That's why I'm here.
Okay, very well said. Now, when I was reading your agenda, I didn't really see much about women or children, but you mentioned earlier on that you give some money to widows. So I'd just like to know what your agenda is as regards empowering women and protecting children.
Oh, I believe strongly in women empowerment. As I speak to you, my 5 companies are run by my wife. She's the chief operation officer. She handles everything. I'm here in Nigeria. I could be here for the next 5 years and nothing will be missing in our company. So I believe in women empowerment. In my company in America, I have over 100 and something people working every single day. And I can tell you over 65% are women. And there are sometimes some jobs men cannot do, women handle it. So when it comes to women empowerment, I believe strongly. And that's why I'm glad that even in our party, the All Progressive Congress, they gave women free nomination form, which is very good. I was expecting to see a lot of women throw their heart in the race just by that act alone. So my administration is going to empower women. Number one, by giving loan to women to begin businesses, and also we are going to protect the children. You must understand, when it comes to education in Nigeria, the children suffer a lot. Look at us who are on strike. Our kids are out of school. They are home. How come the ASU and even the federal government are not thinking about our children? So we must put our children first when it comes to this nation. So I'm going to empower the women. I'm going to also empower the children. Free education is something I'm going to recommend for our kids in school. And even in my campaign, my media director is a lady. So when it comes to women empowerment, I believe they have a lot to bring on board. So we're not going to neglect the women, even in my administration.
Indeed. Nicolas Felix, APC presidential aspirant based in the US, and of course he comes to Nigeria every now and then. As he has told us, we'd like to thank you for your input in this discussion, and we wish you the best of luck.